Hi, Anthony. Congratulations on another win with the 11 Second Club. It's really exciting to see all of the wins that you've got going. I went back and I looked at all of your previous animations that have won, and you've done a really good job. My name is Nicole Herr. I am a senior freelance character animator. Most recently, I have worked at Murata. I just wrapped up a couple projects with them. I also was a post-viz character animator on the upcoming film Guardians of the Galaxy. So it's really cool. Hopefully you'll like it. Other things I've worked on: Open Seasons, Surf's Up, Watchmen, Sucker Punch. So a lot of animals, a lot of creatures, a lot of visual effects sort of films. You can find more about me and see my reel at NicoleHerr.com. But let's take a look at your animation. It's really cool. I like it. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on in here. I really like the fact that you've gone in and you've added in all of these extra special effects. I think that the special effects that you've put in here, they're not really distracting. They actually really enhance the animation that you've got. And it looks like maybe you hand drew them in. That's totally cool. They look really nice, and you've done a really good job with them. So things that really help, of course, the visual effects. Having it be a little dark, I might, just for reviewing, of course, hopefully you're looking at things with a lighter background so that your character, at least in your Maya file, is a little easier to see. But I like the fact that you've broken the rig, but it's not so much that it's hurting. And I like the overall timing and pacing. The edits are working really well. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Now, between these two cuts, the cut works really well. I'm not 100% sure where this guy here is coming from. I'm not sure if that's, because it's dark, it's hard to see. I'm not sure if that guy is supposed to be this guy over here. It's not 100% clear, but I think that's who it's supposed to be. It's just it's really dark. All right. And then okay, yeah, see, it's feeling like it's a different guy. See, this is, but you have to go back in and look at some different cuts, because now, like, I'm seeing him throw this blade. I'd open up these hands just a little bit more so that you really get the sense that he's thrown the blade and get some visual separation. So if you open up the hand more and actually separate the sword just a little bit more from the hand, it's a cheat. But if you go in and you do that, what it'll do is it'll give your audience a little bit more of a sense that the sword has left the one guy's hand, which then will come in and play with this. Now, the angle of your sword here is, I would say that's like a 45-degree angle. And then here it comes in and you're looking at more like maybe 30 degrees. So what I would actually recommend is that at the end of this shot, you might even take that sword and just rotate it just a little bit more down so that you get just a little bit more of a sense that the sword, A, has left the hand, of course, and that then it will actually hook up with the angle that you've got here. Now, is that 100% necessary? No, but it might really help. And then here, it feels like the sword slows down. So the reason for that is you've got this large angle change here as it's coming in. So let's take the brightness down a little. So you've got this big big angle change happening. And I'm just going to draw the front edge of the sword. And when I take this off of, you'll see why I'm feeling like it's slowing down. Because what you need to do is you need to look at the angle change that you're creating, and you need to look at the overall. You need to look at the overall spacing. So it feels like it's slowing down just as it's passing him. I'm not 100% sure why the sword would actually do that. The other thing is it's coming in to the razor blade effect, which is right here, where it ends up being almost perfectly lined up with the camera. It's almost perfectly perpendicular to the camera, which gives it a razor blade feeling. So one of the things that you want to do is you want to try and avoid going into that. You want to pass through it if you can. Okay. So when you look at the spacing, you see how here it's even in this, it's slowing down right in this region right in here. So what you want to do is you want to look at the spacing and allow it to either speed up just a little bit more or not quite feel like it's slowing down just as it's passing him. You can do the slow down just as it's passing him if you allow everything in the shot to really slow down. All right, so as it's going through, see, you get that sense that it's slowing down, and that's sort of what you want to try and prevent. So you want it to, if anything, you want it to feel like it's speeding up, and that'll make that one moment right there just a little bit more interesting, a little bit more violent. But right now, it just feels like it's just a little too close, and we're honestly, until I single framed through, it felt like single framing through, it feels like it maybe hits the hat, which would be really cool if it knocked the hat completely off. But until I single framed through, I didn't really see that. All right, and then here, when he's coming in and he's running through, I love this. But get just a little bit more, because he's going through an angle like this, if you get just a little, and keep it subtle, this is a feel it, don't see it thing. If you give him just a tiny little bit more of a body angle in this run, so as he's coming into the run, just a tiny little bit of a body angle, he can straighten up out of it, but a little bit of that will go a really long way. And then here, have one more frame. Let's do it in white. So one little tiny bit where you'd see that sword just a little bit more right there. It'll help it exit frame just a little easier. And it doesn't need to be much, but it just exits frame just a little too suddenly. And then this is cool. I love all of this extra energy that you put on it, on the sword coming forward. That's really cool. It definitely, it helps. It draws the eye to it. But the guy that he's running to, I feel like you could keep him in this nice strong pose just a little bit longer, maybe even push him into it before he comes up, because he almost feels like he's just going, oh, hey, what's this guy running at me? And I want to get more power in that guy, so that when the guy who's running forward wins, you get more of a sense that this guy, the villain, if we call him the villain, you get more of a sense that he's just like really into, okay, I'm gonna defend myself. He's not just gonna stand up and go, oh, hey, what's the world going through? Like, who is this guy coming at me? So I think just a stronger down pose based sort of off of this pose that you've got here, where maybe instead of coming so far up, sorry, I have to get into the pose myself. So maybe further down, so he's prepping a little bit more to go into the attack. Maybe this foot picks up here. Yeah, so this foot would pick up, maybe move it back. This one would come maybe a little bit more forward. So he goes into more of an aggressive stance. I like the body angle that you have, but maybe something that is a little bit more like I'm gonna protect myself. So maybe the sword comes across here, and he just sort of goes into that down pose that then could then come up into this. So he's up, down there and then up. And I love that. I love the ending. I think it's nicely timed. There's a lot of really nice stuff going on in this animation. I think that this pose here, it's just a little too soft for him. He's a nice, big, heavy dude, and he just seems like he could do more. Yeah. So little tiny things. Little tiny things. Like, this is cool. He's even though he's got the hat, you can still see that he's turned. He's looking in this general direction at the guy he's taken out. Here, I would actually maybe, on top of leaning the body over a little bit more, maybe drop the hat down just a little more here so that you get it's about contrast here. So just a little bit more on that brim down. And then that way, as he's running towards camera, then you can help the audience by ever so subtly lifting the hat up. So as he's running, he's looking down, and then he lifts the hat up into the run. And then he goes in here. Yeah, and same thing here at the very last pose on the hat. The hat, you've got a very definitive triangle. So same thing. I'd just drop that for silhouette purposes. Straight lines are not as interesting as curves. So for silhouette purposes, I probably would just drop this down and get a little bit of an arc so that he's not got such a triangle. But you take the bottom of that triangle and you just soften it just a little bit. You'll still get the same basic concept, the same basic shape, but it'll just be a little less harsh. And I love that tiny little sparkle at the end on the arm. It really definitely helps the overall animation. Yeah, it's really nice. Really good job. You should be very proud of this. And even without the sound, because for me that's the thing. If the animation works without the benefit of the sound, then it really does help the overall animation. Your body mechanics are looking good. Your timing is looking really nice. Definitely got good arcs. And it's feeling natural in its own world, which is what's really working for it. I think this one I might give just a little bit more of an arc, but it's feeling really good. It's a little minor things. But overall, really good job. You should be very proud of this. Yeah, I would just tweak those couple things. The big thing is that sword feeling like it's slowing down as it's going past his face. On that, you can do that as long as the agreement that you've got with the audience is that if that sword is slowing down as it's passing the guy's face, everything has to slow down, and it has to be obvious that everything is slowing down. So if he's backing up, maybe you put in a really slow eye blink, or, you know, maybe the person, is there somebody in the background at that moment? There is. So this guy who's running up, maybe he slows down and he gets into that nice slow motion run. And then in the next shot, so in the next shot here, it picks up and it's fast again. As long as the agreement that is that everything in the plate slows down, time warps, then you can have it be that it slows down. All right, so really get in there, think about that, and I would, you know, I'd make these couple little changes, but honestly, this is a really nice piece as it is right now. But I still would go in and tweak those couple little things. All right, really awesome job. Congratulations again on winning yet another 11-second club. It's really exciting to see that you're doing awesome. So really good job, and I look forward to seeing you and your work in the near future. All right, good job.